Alright, welcome to day 17 of the Vera Series. So hopefully you guys have reached level 80, but starting out you want to go to your artificial island, and then you want to go back to build, and then you want to hit claim, because remember, you can only hold these resources for 24 hours. On top of that, today is the last day to clear your island. Unfortunately that is me, so I'm going to be spending a couple hours doing that. Don't forget to go to the exchange store and buy your weekly item, like me. Starting out, you want to do Mia's Kitchen, and you want to do your 4 bounties for the day, and I'm going to do Vera, due to Starweave Night. Next we got Vitality, starting with Joint Operation. So for today, we got access to Brazer's Chest, a Huma and a Samir Matrix, Shoulder's Helm, a Coco and a Shiro Matrix, Boots, and we can do Sadness Valley and the end game. So today is actually a pretty good day to go ahead and use some Vitality solutions, if you have some, to go ahead and upgrade your gear. But you still want to check Interstellar Exploration and see if you have any level 3 Stargates. But remember, you want to check Aspera as well as Vera, so that way you can see all of your Stargates. And the best way to tell if you have a level 3 Stargate is if this weapon battery category has a number 3, it's a level 3 Stargate. If it has a number 2, it's a level 2 Stargate. But if you don't have any level 3s or level 2s, you could always do Dimensional Trials. And if you need money, you can always do Space-Time Domains. If you're running out of time and you're capping on Vitality, you can always do Omnium Beacons. Then we got our optionals, and that is giving gifts to your 1.0 characters. And the best way to do that is to do the Black Market, see this island, and do the Claw Machine, and knock out your 2 trainings for the day. But what is not optional is doing your 6 Fun Zones. You also want to try to do your 6 Greyspace Fissures, and if you have time, try to go ahead and knock out the Twilight Zone. And if you need help on how to do this, I got a guide on my channel. On top of that, don't forget to check Appointed Research, because remember, you can only hold 20 energy and you get 5 free energy a day, and you don't want your energy to cap. But if you enjoy these daily guides, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way they can spread more on YouTube. Then we got our events, hopefully you logged in enough time so that way you got all the rewards. And then we have Starweave Night. Again, I believe the best way is just to do Rudolph or Magma runs so that we can get 500 energy every Force Decipher. And of course, you want to make sure you knock out your request missions. Which brings us to the weekly tab. Now, since this is the end of the week, next week this should refresh, but I did want to go ahead and give you guys a warning. Since 2.2 should be announced soon, you might want to start saving your Type 3 keys, because if you remember, when we went into 2.1, we got a new gear piece. So the same might happen once we get to 2.2, because it's supposed to be a pretty expansive patch, and they might add in some new pieces of gear. So my recommendation is, just to be safe, I would just save those Type 3 keys until you get to 2.2. On top of that, I ended up making a video earlier today to where I discussed the limited banners that I believe are going to be coming in 2.2, so be sure to check that out. Which brings us to your challenges. Now, if you're trying to do something like the Bygone Phantasm or Frontier Clash, you might want to use your Mia's Kitchen so that way you can power yourself up. Starting with the Bygone Phantasm, I recommend that you take a look at this weapon bonus, and if your CS is high enough, you're going to be able to jump up 11 levels, and if you beat that floor, you get to keep it. But the biggest thing that's going to determine your rank is Sequential Phantasm. So I recommend that you focus on getting a high score here, and then you go to the regular Bygone Phantasm. And I still think I can probably get a better score here. Right now I'm currently 1, but it is Procrastinator Day, so you know a lot of people are really going to start pushing today. Frontier Clash. Now, if you have a Vote team, you might want to just wait until next week so that way this changes over, or try to get some friends that can carry you so that we can get those 5 chests. Wormhole, we got 4 days left to complete this, so if you're strong enough to do it, you want to go ahead and knock it out so that we can get that energy crystal dust. Void Rifts, if this is the first time boss for you, you want to go ahead and knock that out. Break from Destiny, now I recommend that you play this at least 1 time so that way you can be guaranteed to get those dark crystals. And Apex League, if you're trying to reach Grand Marshal this season, you might want to put a couple hours in. Then we got our daily buys, so you want to go to shop, hot, and then buy your 2 Vitality solutions. For me, I'm going to pass because I still have 105, but if you can afford it, you want to go ahead and buy your advancement modules and your booster modules for the week. And if you want to well out, you can always get Appointed Research, which brings us to the Commissary, starting with the Crystal Dust Store. So you want to make sure you buy your advancement modules, your booster modules, and your Vera special gift for the week. And when it comes to your potent Omnium Crystal, I recommend that you pass because we should have enough to reach 8.3 or 8.4 suppressor just due to exploration alone. But what you can do with your golden Crystal Dust is buy a good pair of boots. If you have a good pair of boots, then you can buy hand guards, and if you have a good pair of hand guards, then you can buy whatever else you want. Space-Time Store, you want to make sure you buy booster modules, advancement modules, and your data repeater for the week. And a Weapon Store, since we're on the last day of the week, you might want to go ahead and pick up a standard weapon, or you could wait until maybe a limited character gets added to the pool. Cruise Store, now I recommend that the only thing you spend your points on are relics, and the relics that I recommend are Space-Time Rift, unless you have a level 3, or Omnium Shield. Support Store, now you want to make sure you buy your 3 joint supply chips for the week, and if you can, try to buy your proof of purchase and gold nucleus using return support points, and if you need help on how to do that, I got a guide on my channel. Point store. Now the only thing you want to spend your points on are spare special gifts, so that way you don't have to do training, black market, or see this island again. But if you're trying to level up your matrices or weapons, you could always buy weapon batteries or matrix data packs. But besides that, I just recommend that you explore Vera so that way you can knock out most of this before we reach patch 2.2, because it should be a pretty expansive patch. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, feel free to check out my predictions on the upcoming characters. But other than that, talk with you guys later.